Yo, what's up YouTube? This is your boy Starkid Beats. I'm back with a brand new video. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to process vocals efficiently in FL Studio 12. So here I got a very simple vocal for my latest release, Selector Fire Dem. It is on this channel, so you can check it out. The song is dope, produced by myself. The video review for that beat will be coming up next after this, so better stay tuned. So let's listen to this vocal, how it sounds. Attention, let me do an introduction. Kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. So the first thing when you hear a vocal like that is you should start reasoning. First, because the vocal is normally here with the beat. I'll be showing you guys how to put vocals on a beat, maybe the next video. So the vocal will be here with the beat, so you'll listen to it. Then you'll be thinking, now what can I do to this vocal? When you look at it like this, you can see there are parts in which they are low and parts which they are high. Like here, this place is too loud as compared to this one. Action kid on the beat, this action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. You can hear there is a little bit of up and down movement of the vocal. As I was rapping, there are parts where I sounded low and parts where I sounded high. So the first thing when you're processing vocal is to add on a limiter to shape the vocal to sound rather equal and to shave off the loudness and make it clear. So the first thing I'm gonna add to this vocal is the limiter. First of all, make sure it is sent to the mixer. So action kid on the beat, this vocal is on channel 2. So I pull on it the limiter and listen to it as I process. So this is how I normally check to see how far the threshold can go. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. So let's pause. You can left click on this to pause and left click again to play. So when you pause, the vocal stops moving, but when you play, it will move from right to left. So here we look at the low parts and pull a threshold to that point. So here I think the lowest part can be here, but that's too low. I want it to be rather equal, so I'll choose this point. This point, yeah, is good. This point is good. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Yes, that's cool. Attention, let me do that's cool. So what I will do, I will apply the ratio as I listen to the vocal, because you don't want to make it sound awful or bad. So let's add on some ratio to it and see how it will sound. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Yeah. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Yeah, the ratio of 2.8 to 1 is, the ratio 2 to 8 to 1 sounds Action good. Kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave. Or maybe Action kid on the beat. I can go more than that. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Yeah, that's Action cool. Kid on the beat, this one. You can also check on the meter the way it what did I want to say? You can also check on the meter. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody. It reaches a certain range and it does not pass. Action kid pass it. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in that can also help you when you are putting on the limiter. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city okay, so I'll stop at that on the limiter. We're gonna come back to it later. So after that, we are gonna clean the vocal, and normally we clean vocals using Fruity Parametric EQ2 because of the spectrum view that enables you to put the vocal in its specific point in the spectral. Is it the spectral or the spectrum? I don't know. Wherever. So the first thing will be to clear, because will be to clear this part, the low part, because we normally have our bass and the kick around this side, so the vocal should not tamper with them. So let's play. Action kid on the beat. Oh, sorry for that. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave. I've always said when you're looking at the spectrum view, there are parts in which are needed action kid and parts in which are not needed. For example, action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. This side you can see it is not really bright. The action kid, the lower part is not really bright. Action kid on the beat. But you can see around the mid and low mid are brighter than the other side. So the bright sides are the one that we need most, and the less bright are the sides that we don't need. Oh my god, we don't need. So action kid on the, we're gonna take away all this part for the low part. So what we do, we'll apply the high pass filter, and we'll adjust it from here. Action kid on the beat. Now we'll take it to the right using the bad frequency. Action kid on the, as we listen to how it sounds. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Don't action do this. Action kid on the beat. This one. Action kid on the beat. Unless if you are using, what do we call, an automation clip, maybe it's just maybe. Action kid on. You may want your vocals at a point to sound that way, but if their main vocals, don't do that. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave. When you're EQing, you just keep the original voice of the musician. Do not EQ it and make it sound like people will know and say this not him or this not her. So when you're EQing, the main thing you have to have in your mind is keeping the original voice of the artist. So action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Action kid on the beat. This one is the original. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the. But a good skill that you can use is you take this bad frequency to the farthest or the highest point, then you bring it back slowly by slowly as you listen to the vocal. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. If it was a female vocal, I will base it around here, this point, but this is a male voice, so we have to go further to the left. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air. Yeah, I love that point. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. So you can see this part is clear. The low part is clear. Action kid. There's no any frequency this side that is gonna ruin the low in the beat. So I hope you guys understood there. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city Okay, cool. Next, I usually add a second EQ. This is basically to clean the vocal.
Action kid on the beat, this one.
Because for example, I can choose this part and take it high. I make this vocal curve like this by simply sliding my, what do you call, the select button. Let me say the roll button on my mouse, like that. Just roll it up and roll it down, roll it up and roll it down, just like that. So
action kid on the beat, this one.
For example,
action kid on the beat, this one.
This point, you can hear it has some whistles in it.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion.
You don't want your vocal to have something like that in it, so you have to clean it away.
Action kid on the beat, this one.
So what I do after doing that, I pull it down.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air.
What you have to put in mind is the more you go to the right, the shorter the lowering should be. Like if I go to this farthest side, the 7th band, I'll make it something rather like that.
Action kid on the beat.
But you should make sure you don't tamper with your highs, because with vocals, if you tamper with the highs and the lows, it's gonna sound nasty. Okay.
Action kid.
Next, you should EQ around this part, the low mid part, because that's when normally most vocals are normally ruined. If it was a female vocal, this part we could hear a lot of her nose. Busy Works Beats said something like that in his video. You can go and check it out on his channel, how he processes his vocals. But I learned something from him, that in this point, artists normally sound boxy, or you can say you can hear her nose or his nose. So you should bring it down, clean it up at that point to make the vocal sound clear.
Action kid on the beat, this.
So we're gonna take it up.
Action kid on the beat, this. Action kid on the beat.
You can move it around to listen to which part is so bad.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody.
I'm gonna take away that.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave. Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion.
What you do is just keep the originality of the vocal.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up then. Action kid on the beat.
So it's good around.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the.
Yeah, you can now go on and do the rest for yourself and not do all of them. This video will be too long, so I'll skip. Next, we now start adding effects, because after you have cleaned the vocals,
Action kid on the beat.
they are
Action kid.
somehow better than the way you recorded them, but you should add some little of effects to the vocal and make it sound good. So the first thing I normally add is the reverb.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air.
But this one looks to be too much.
Action kid on the beat, this one is.
So for my style, I normally I take up the wet side and totally bring down the dry. So it sounds that way. It will sound nasty, but you should make it sound good, clear, and better. So I normally play with this one. Then after that, I normally bring down the volume to a point where I hear the vocal sounds good.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation. Attention, let me do an introduction. Kid on the beat, this one is.
You should keep your reverb either 10% or low or below, because when you put mastering to the track, it will be nasty if it is too loud.
Action kid on the beat, this one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just turn up the nation.
That's good. That sounds good to me. Next is the delay. Now let me share some cool trick for you guys. When you're putting on the delay, it should not be more than the reverb, because that will ruin the vocal. And it must like have like 4 sounds in it. That's what I normally do with my delays.
Action kid on the
So like the way this vocal is going,
action kid on the beat.
attention, it will say attention, 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 attention as it fades away. That's basically the delay.
Action kid on.
So you go to your timing, bring it up, change it to 4. You can check it out in the monitor up here. Should be at 4. Then I usually change it from normal to ping pong mode. You can listen to it.
Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion.
You can hear there are 4. It is delaying 4 times. And this trick normally works with the tempo. If your tempo is set correctly, then it will flow pretty much well. But if it is your tempo is wrong, like for this track, the song is in tempo 104, but here it is 140, the default tempo or BPM for FL Studio.
Action kid on the beat.
So this is too much. What do? We have to turn it down.
Action kid on the beat. This one.
So you turn it down till you hear it sounds good.
Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just stand up.
Let me use it.
Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in a action kid on the beat. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Action kid on
Somewhere there sounds rather good. And you can play with the pan.
action kid on the action kid.
When you pan it to the left, you will hear the vocals on the right. And when you pan it to the right, you will hear the vocals on the left.
Action kid on the beat. Action kid on the beat. This one is
And when it's in the middle, you will hear the reverb on both sides of the speakers or studio headset.
action kid on the beat.
So basically, I normally leave mine at the default, or sometimes for just some creativity,
Action kid on the
I normally put the delay on the left side.
action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just stand up.
That's how I normally process my vocals, but I still normally go further to counter check how I've processed the thing and change up some little thing. Basically, I normally work on vocals for a week before I release a song, for a week or 2, because I usually don't want the vocals to go out and sound nasty. Because the trick with music, if your vocals are nasty, nobody's gonna listen to that song. Even if you have a hot beat, nobody will listen to that song. So basically that's it. You can use this method I normally use to process my vocals, and maybe you can discover some new skills that you can employ in your productions. Finally, for vocals,
Action kid.
after limiting the vocals, you should
Action kid.
at least bring it back to the main volume.
Action kid on the
So I normally bring my vocals up a little bit.
action kid on the beat. This one is an invasion. Hands in the air in the city celebration. Everybody wave, just stand up the nation.
Yeah, then you can now balance its volume with the mixer, because you can have your beat somewhere there and have your vocals somewhere there. And some background vocals, you should take them further to the right or to your left. Maybe I'll do a video on how to process background vocals. It will come up next. But that's it for today.
Action kid on the
I hope I shared something
action kid.
pretty good with you guys.
Action.
If you like the video, you can share. But if you don't, it's also good. Yeah, not everybody knows everything. Music's just a learning process. I always tell you guys. So I hope you learned something new today. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you guys till next time. This has been your boy, Stuck It Beats.